Welcome back, everyone, for session 4 of J Economics for Success. Today, you guys learned that there are all different kind of forms of payment, and you'll use those forms of payment to buy your goods and services each day. So, Bobby, in the baking industry, can you tell us what's the difference between a debit card and a credit card?
Yeah, absolutely. That is such a great question. And I'm glad we're talking about that because whenever you open up your wallet or your purse or wherever your backpack, wherever you keep your cards and money, you're going to see that those two things look a lot alike. And a lot of people think that they work the same way, but they're very, very different. So a check card or a debit card, which are both the same thing, when you go to use that and you insert or you swipe that card at Starbucks or Target, Walmart, wherever you're spending the money, that's just like paying with cash because you're taking that money out of your checking account and it's going to pay for whatever it is that you're buying at that particular store or merchant. Credit card is very different because when you stick the card in, you're actually borrowing money from MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or whoever owns that card to pay the merchant where you've inserted your card. And then at the end of the month, they're going to send you a bill to pay them back what you've used. And at that point, you have a decision to make because you can either pay the entire balance off or you can make a minimum payment. And the minimum payment is, usually just a little bit above interest. And so it's going to take you a long time to pay off what you've used at these different stores. And so as you select your method of payment, you want to think about, is what I'm buying today something I want to pay for all today, or is it something I want to be paying for over the next weeks and months? And we always recommend that people use their check card or debit card whenever they can, because you're going to be able to pay that off immediately, as opposed to having this bill come at the end of the month. And if you do use a credit card, because some people want to do that, then always try to pay off the entire balance when you get the statement, and that way you're not having to pay the interest payment as well.
Right. Well, we learned that interest is a charge that you have on a loan like a credit card, and it usually shows up as a percentage. So, can you tell us a personal story that you might have with paying interest on a loan?
Yeah, absolutely. So any loan that you get or credit card, you're going to have some amount of interest, and it will be different in different time periods depending on what's going on in the overall big economy, or it could be impacted by small things like your credit score or what you're buying, or if it's a house or a car or credit card. But personally, I've had a couple of different experiences in my lifetime. One is buying a house. I mean, almost everyone has to take out a mortgage to buy a house. And that's where you really want for your credit score to be good, because then it helps you get a better interest rate. And that you're going to pay over a period of time. And so what you want to try to do to save on interest with the mortgage is first make sure you're getting the best rate that you can, but then also paying a little extra ahead, because that'll help you cut down on the interest that you're paying over a long period of time. Another experience that I had back, especially when I got out of college, was in having some debt on credit cards.
Mhm.
And that kind of interest is really, really hard to pay off. So if you think about a mortgage today, you're going to pay like 2.5%, 3% in interest. But a credit card, you're going to pay from like 14 to 22%. And so when you get your bill, it's almost all interest, and it takes a really long time to get that paid off. And so when you think about earning extra money and setting a budget, any kind of high interest rate like that, you want to try to get rid of, because if not, you're actually never paying for what you spent. You're just paying on interest. And, what my wife and I did when we first got married, we had credit card debt, we had student loans, and we set a budget and decided, we're going to pay these credit cards and student loans off because they have high interest. And so over a period of about 3 years, we were very disciplined to be able to do that and get those taken care of. And that way, that high interest rate's not out there hanging over your head.
Right. And whenever you're looking at your credit card bill, or we were talking about the difference between debit and credit card, that really makes you evaluate your wants and needs when it comes to your spending habits, so that you don't accrue that credit card interest.
No, absolutely. And it's important to think about, if it's something that you just want, that's a good thing to really save up money for and buy with cash or use your check card. And that way, it's okay to want something, but you don't want to have to pay a lot of interest on something that you just want, and maybe have to neglect some of your needs because of that want.
So we will be back next time to talk about session 5, which is credit scores. That's something that goes along with credit cards that a lot of people don't know about. Talk to you then. Bye.